Hey guys, Professor C here, and today I'm bringing you another short video really in my little mini bio series about characters that are very important in the Detective Conan series, characters that define what the series is today after 900 episodes, and I'm sure that it will spark a little bit of controversy that I did Akai Shuichi as my first video in the series. I did that though because he is my favorite character, and I think that his character has a lot of layers and a lot of depth. But we're talking about today though is the absolute main character in the story arc, which is Conan Edogawa. Conan Edogawa and Shinichi Kudo are the same person, but when it comes to talking about their characters, I think they're very, very different in their motives and certain ways that they have to handle things. Obviously, because of Conan being a little kid in a kid's body, he doesn't have his 17-year-old high school body anymore. So for him to solve cases, it's obviously he has to be very, very creative in how he goes about it. And I think in that, it makes the character very, very different in motives and the way the character carries himself, because we just see those sorts of differences between Conan, obviously, 7 years old, to Shinichi Kudo or Jimmy Kudo at 17. So I want to talk a little bit today about how Conan's character has evolved since he was first, turned from Shinichi Kudo into Conan Edogawa in the very first episode of Detective Conan / Case Closed. I really believe that Conan has gone from somebody who wasn't very comfortable being a kid anymore to somebody who embraces it to a degree of, if he does turn back into Shinichi Kudo / Jimmy Kudo, I do believe he'll miss a part of that experience. There will be a part of his life that has a void left in it. And I think that no matter if the story has a good ending or a bad ending, I think that is a certainty at this point in the series. Because Conan has, learned how to be a kid. He's learned how to go from playing a game of hide and go seek where it was like, oh, well, I'm doing this, I won't be doing it for long sort of mentality, to it's just a part of everyday life for him. And we've really seen the character grow in little aspects like that. And as small as those aspects are, I do think that they're huge, huge milestones as far as character development. And it's little things in character development with existing characters that you see every episode that make the series very, very watchable and give it the longevity that it has today. The way Conan solves cases now, it's in a variety of ways. In the very beginning, we see, especially in the first, season or 2 seasons, he has to knock out Richard quite a bit. Or, Detective Moore with the stun gun. Now we see other things. We see Dr. Agasa involved. We see just a multitude of characters involved in certain ways in solving cases. Is he going to give hints to Richard, or or to Detective Moore? It's really interesting to see how he does it. Is he going to collaborate with Hattori Heiji, or is he going to collaborate with Harley Hartwell, basically? With Hattori Heiji being Harley Hartwell as well in the dub. There's so many facets of it. Is Serena going to get knocked out? There's a lot of different ways that Conan has to go about using his abilities, using his gadgets to solve cases, and we see that as the series progresses. We see Hybra playing a key role in those moments, I think, now too, in Conan's character as well. I think Hybra has helped Conan develop, I think, on an emotional level, and I think we wouldn't have seen the character grow without the introduction of her. Obviously, I think Conan is more accepting of his situation, I think, now, too, than in the beginning, where it was like a desperate sort of struggle to get back to being, a high school detective. Now it's more of, picking up on the clues, following leads that are found, trusting other sources like the FBI, collaborating with them, working with people like James Black, Akai Shuichi, Jody Sterling, Andre Camel, and those guys, working with them and trusting what they're doing as well. And I think having Conan, trusting other people and working with other people is a big development, because in the beginning, you call it even the first 200 episodes, almost 300 episodes, Conan is really on his own and really almost like in a vacuum on what, how to go after these people. There's not really a whole lot of leads. He can't really get anywhere on his own, to where, he's had, quite a few run-ins now with the organization. I don't think that as a group they terrify him as much. If anything, I think certain members of that organization, like Vermoth, are very intimidated by him. And, we'll go into her character later on and what her motives might be for, not going after Conan. Obviously, there's some tie-ins to when, Conan was, a high school detective in the New York case. But there's, I think, other motives at work there as well. But the fact that Conan has, shaken certain members of that organization, to their core, to where he, is like the new silver bullet to them, that could be the really, the big factor that really takes them down, I think is interesting in itself. And I think it's what makes Conan just an absolutely interesting character, to see how he's grown to trust people, bring people along the way, allow people into that circle a little bit. There's, a lot of people in the series, 900 episodes in, that now know that, Shinichi Kudo is Conan. So I find that to be really fascinating, that Conan has let those people in, whether by choice or not by choice, kind of giving himself away. And I do find it fascinating how those people that could easily really, really make his situation tougher don't do anything to really get in his way. It's almost like they want him to kind of stop the organization. And it really does lead to the big, big question of how deep does it go? Who all is involved? Will we find out members of the police department that we're in now are involved? It makes us ask so many questions about the series, and about where else they're going to really take Conan's character. Will he end up becoming Shinichi Kudo again? Will he stay as Conan? There's really no definitive answer on that. I just know that no matter what happens, I think Conan will miss a part of his life, this part of his life for sure, no matter what ends up happening. And I do think that with all the developments, it makes him one of the most compelling characters, the way that he has changed and evolved over the time in the series. Of course, 900 plus episodes and counting, as I'm recording this video. So, leave your comments in the section below. I don't want to talk too much about Conan's character. I think that, there's so much content to watch and pick up on. I just want to touch on why I think he is a very interesting character here in this mini bio. But I would definitely love to have a discussion with you guys in the comment section below on what your thoughts are about Conan as a character, and how he has just made the series so compelling and just so watchable, and his impact not just in the series but on anime in general. So please comment in the section below. Love to have a conversation with you. Until next time, guys, have a great day, and we'll talk to you later.